Welcome everyone. It's been yet again a while since I did a video because, well, life, unfortunately. Here we are though, in what's been quite an interesting tournament type thing they've done for Mechwarrior Online, the Battle for Tukayyid, which is supposed to be like the big hoo-ha when the Inner Sphere finally stopped the clan invasion and essentially wiped out the Smoke Jaguars. With the help of, I think, can't remember which clan it was now, but basically one of the clans turned coat and helped against the clans. It's been a good tournament overall, in as much as I've made a lot of in-game credits out of it, and I've already got on the Warhawk, which was one of the prizes. My drop deck, as you can see, is probably not what you would call optimal, in as much as I'm using my adder and the Mad Dog, which are two mechs I really love. I'm kinda not sold on my Stormcrow or my Timberwolf, but they do well enough considering. The adder, I've had some fantastic games in the adder. One, in fact, I wish I'd actually streamed, where I did a 220 point game just in the adder with 1200 damage. I lasted practically the entire game in the adder and got killed quite near the end. Jumped into my Mad Dog to go help finish off the last couple of mechs, which were dead before I even got there. So essentially everything I did in that game was done solely in the adder, which was a lot of fun. Looking at this group, I see only 3 of us that are in tagged units, which suggests to me the others are either new to the game or have defected across from the Inner Sphere, which means this game could be quite painful. It's been a little bit of a mess really in many ways, due to the fact that the Inner Sphere have had horrendously big queues. So a lot of their good players, etc., have been stuck waiting 20 to 30 minutes for games, which has kind of skewed the outcome somewhat. We're winning 50% at the moment as I'm a clan. We need to be 51% when the tournament ends, which is, I think, about 9 o'clock my time on Thursday. There's a good chance we'll win, but there's also a good chance we'll get thrashed, because I've seen this fluctuate from us winning by 80% to us losing by a considerable margin. But it varies by the minute at the moment. It's been quite an interesting tournament now, just to see what the Inner Sphere mechs are truly like when played again. You know, when you actually get in a game where you're with a team of your own unit versus a full 12 man of their unit. And I have to admit, I think the Inner Sphere mechs are slightly stronger on the whole. Yes, they have been quirked to only work with certain loadouts, whereas the clan mechs technically have more variety in effective loadouts per chassis. But to be fair, the Inner Sphere mechs shouldn't even really be able to swap a lot of their equipment around if we were playing it by proper tabletop stock rules, etc. But obviously we're not, because that wouldn't be fun for people. Looking at this, we're probably going to get drilled in this game, because I can see us being up against a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 man team. So this is probably going to end up badly for my team. I've just got to do enough for it to be a qualifying game for me, really. So essentially that means not running in solo and getting my ass handed to me, which would not be of any actual advantage. But I've enjoyed the tournament overall. I didn't win a single game last night because we were running into nothing but 12 mans and I was solo dropping.
Weapons online.
And yeah, we got absolutely owned, but
all systems
you kind of expect that, really. This is a kill game, where, well, it's a kill and destroy the objectives game, which we're going to struggle with, because we're not going to have the coordination, I don't think. A lot of them will have the voice comms on. I turned it off because hearing people scream and shout about things that they were doing wrong themselves as much as anybody else grew quite tiresome, shall we say. So I switch it off now, and the only time I'm on comms is if I'm on with a a real life mate of mine, Slegnor, that streams as well, or if I'm running with the rest of the Restless Adder brethren of mine. Wonderful little unit. Growing unit, I should say. Well, we are little, but we're growing. Yeah, this little adder, I'm gonna go out here and say it, I think this is my favourite clan mech.
Online.
Since the little quirks it got, where it's had its PPC quirks, so it actually plays like you'd expect it to play, it's become an awful lot of fun. Oops, they've seen me.
Incoming missile.
Trick now is to get out of the way of all these missiles, because they will wreck me.
Warning, incoming missile.
Notice how I'm moving not directly forward or backward when faced with the
Target
missiles.
acquired.
This is because I found the way I'm moving now to be way more effective when dealing with missiles is to go left or right and not actually forward or backward, because it's easier for the lock to break and it gives you more chance of getting into cover as well, I've noticed. So you see I've taken a bit of a kick in there. That was done by the turret, not by the actual the missiles. I don't think any of the missiles even hit me, or if they did, very few. So that seems to be a sound strategy that I'm employing as and when I get a chance. Alright, let's see what this lot are doing. Not a lot of much. Standing around getting their asses beat. I need to get this generator. Can we see the generator? There it is. Kinda. Oh, I'll just take some pot shots at the...
Warning, incoming missile.
There we go again. They're all set up, so this is going to be painful.
Warning, incoming missile.
I dislike this map strongly, due to the fact in many cases the Innisphere actually has a longer effective range than the clan mechs, due to quirks on certain chassis, and the way that their missiles, when they do hit in big lumps rather than as a stream, which seems to look like the AMS shoots down more clan missiles because they all arrive in a stream rather than in a big clump. We're not doing very well, but then again I didn't expect us to. And yes, I'm really not contributing much by being down here, so I'm going to see if I can take a shot at that power grid. It's going to be tricky in this thing, because if I get seen, I get chewed out. Like that. I'm not doing my legs any good by falling off there like that. No, no, so they're going to go and try the other gate. I'm just going to keep taking pot shots and see if I can ruffle a few feathers and maybe get a shot off at the... No, they hit it again, that's good. Wow, all this incoming fire. And those missiles are going to go absolutely nowhere. Got them massively... See what I mean about the missiles getting shot down? Did you see that? That was either a 10 or a 15 clump just getting absolutely decimated by AMS. Wow. This mighty pre-made's kind of got it on us. So he's hitting me with maybe 10 damage and I'm hitting him for about 30. That didn't sound good behind me, whatever it was. It's a pity artillery strike doesn't actually do damage to objects, so as I just drop an artillery strike on top of the... Oh, that's an idea.
Artillery strike online.
Yep.
Artillery strike activated.
Enjoy that, gentlemen. See if it hits anything now. Yes, it did. Wonderful. Oh, good, we've got the gates open. Or a gate open.
Heat level critical.
And drop back to cool off. Yeah, and one thing this thing doesn't do well is shed heat. But then again, it wasn't really supposed to with the amount of heat sinks it has. Oh, that's one of mine. Let's not shoot him. I can't hit that thing. I think that was a raven. It's either that or a locust. Both equally annoying. Got him. Attack from a different position because he's just set up there like a setup thing.
Center torso critical damage.
As you can see, I'm not really pushing into this game. Because quite frankly, chances of us winning this game are quite remote against such a highly organised team. Yeah, and like they're saying in chat channel, this map is very difficult to attack against unless you're in a properly coordinated team, which we ain't. If I step out there now, I'm going to get shot in the back by probably this guy who's not paying me any attention. I need to dig some of these guys out, which is going to be nigh on impossible to do. The only thing I can really hopefully do is keep some of these guys' heads down. So I've kind of got myself trapped here. Oh, somebody got somebody, that's something. Just keep plugging away and try and keep people looking at me. Because if they're looking at me, they're ignoring the rest of the team. Oh, fuck, Atlas, just what we need. Let's see how we get out of here. Get up to full speed and then run across. See how they're doing over here. I'm guessing as the fact they're all clumped up in front of the gate, no better than they're doing at the other side.
Target acquired.
Oh, someone's dropped a bloody artist right on top of him. I'm assuming that's dead. Yeah. Here comes another artillery strike. With them all being clumped together the way they are, it's just going to hit multiple people really quite hard. Artillery strike after artillery strike going off now. And I'd like to know why it's those light mechs that are actually up here doing... How he saw me is quite beyond me, but there you go.
Right leg critical.
And there I down I go. I've seen people pile... That's not bad actually for a Raven. Another Raven. I've seen people in Ravens using 3 large lasers. That's like 15 tons of weaponry on a 35 ton mech. Plus they've got ECM, so that's at least another ton. They're either cutting back on armour or smaller engines. Either way, it's a pretty risky way of running that particular chassis in my opinion, but gives them quite a bit of firepower.
Artillery strike online. Reactor online. Sensors
But
online.
yeah, what you're seeing here is
Weapons
essentially how
All
most of the games have
systems
gone
nominal.
for me in the last day or so. Very underprepared teams going against pre-made teams. And I'm sure it's been the other way around as well for some Innisphere pilots, but the Innisphere seems to have more pre-made teams, and that's kind of the problem for them. There's not enough clanners willing to play. Because due to how the quirks have
Artillery
been,
strike
it does
online.
certainly feel like the Innisphere mechs are now at the advantage. In fact, given as what I've seen, I am pretty certain they have an advantage. Right, this looks a little bit healthier on this side. Let's see if they can push through. Might just have to take a risk and charge through.
Target acquired.
If that Arson pops its head up again, I might take a shot at him. Because I know for a fact he's hurting from the amount of fire I put into him earlier.
Warning, incoming missile. Warning, incoming missile. Center torso, critical damage.
This is a piss take.
New target acquired. Warning, incoming missile.
Right, well, at least
New
we've got something
target
down.
acquired. Target acquired.
Ooh, I've got an artillery strike. I think I'm going to have to make use of that. If I explode in a heap, because it's going to happen, we all know it.
Artillery strike activated.
At least someone else is up out here willing to push with me.
New
See how
target
messy this ends.
acquired. Target acquired.
And that was a mess. Should have probably pushed through, but realistically I wasn't going to do much. Too many of the team are turtling back, which means ain't nothing happening. And quite a few of us are going through our mechs at a damn fast rate. Not really as much you can do in a situation like this. You just kind of push through and hope the others follow you, and when they don't, you die in a heap like that.
Online.
But it's
Sensors
kind of the nature of it.
online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Unless they actually push through as a group, we ain't gonna do shit. Now this is an extremely short range mecha, so I have no choice now but to charge in. My next mech I can sit back and snipe and poke again with, but this one's pretty much a dedicated
Target
brawler.
acquired.
Someone's shooting an UAV down, so they now have less an idea where we all are, and it's obviously harder for them to get a missile lock. That bloody Raven, I wish somebody'd stop that damn thing.
New target acquired.
Oh look, loads of lasers. There's a shock. All set up on their
Warning,
hills.
incoming missile.
I'm going to hide right up against this, that way the missiles will just bounce off it.
New target acquired.
Right, he's going in, I'm going to follow him in, because frankly I'm
Target
of
destroyed.
no use all out there.
New target acquired. Warning, incoming missile. Right
No
torso
artillery
critical
strike,
damage. Left torso crit.
Complete waste of a mech. I'll openly admit that, but what are you supposed to do in a situation like that? Everyone's just holding back. That Zeus should be dead, but everyone's just hanging back, so not a lot you can really do there. See, you can't pick a full range, long range deck because you're never quite sure what you're going to be up against. And that guy's kind of speaking the truth there. If everyone did push at alpha, we might actually be able to get them, because at the moment they've got a lot of chassis that are ready to just explode. Simply due to the fact that they've had a kick-in, but
Artillery
because
strike
no one's
online.
focusing fire,
Reactor online. Sensors online.
you can't really do much. That
Weapons
Zeus will pop as soon as
online.
somebody looks at it, I reckon. I'll put a lot of shots
All
into it.
systems nominal.
And this thing's got some ranged poke, which is now what I'm going to do. The guy's right, this is a ridiculous game. It's full of people that are not really doing much. I mean, 6 versus 26 is it's hopeless, really. Dreadful scores. I'm just going to sit back and snipe. I know it's probably not a healthy attitude to have, but what's the point of running in when they're just going to sit back and do nothing? And their long lasers have got more range than ours. Gotta love that, eh?
Target acquired. New target acquired.
I haven't got an artillery strike, or if I have, it's not available to me.
Center torso critical damage.
Right, I just got gouged by something. I'd like to know what.
Artillery strike online. Artillery strike activated. Target acquired.
I sent the torso's cherry red, so the next thing that looks at me funny, I'm out.
New target acquired.
Like that. That's me out. I managed to do 1,000 damage, but yeah, let's see what the others are doing. Not really much I can say about this game other than it was terrible.
New target acquired.
I wasn't particularly good in it either, but let's see what's Mr. Kit Fox doing. Not a lot. Mr. Nova's got himself in a bad position over there. Running away is not really going to help him. Let's see if this guy can do any good. It's a dire wolf with an AC2. I'm hazarding a guess that this might
Warning,
be the trial mech,
incoming missile.
given that loadout, because it's pretty bad. Oh, if you can target, you could have. If you could have annihilated that Raven. It's way too stationary. He's not using his PPCs. Mind you, looking at the heat level, I can see why he's not using his PVCs. He's actually being quite smart by not using his PPCs. Oh, now he's going to get chewed up by a fire starter. His teammate's gone down, so he is going to get chewed up by the fire starter.
Left torso critical damage.
His aim isn't
Heat
overly
sink
good, bless him.
destroyed.
Down he goes. Yeah, this is terrible.
Artillery
I'm not going to lie to you, this is
online.
terrible. An interesting loadout. Gauss rifle's pretty damn good. He's not doing bad, he's moving. But he's now putting himself out in a position where he's going to get chewed on by about 5 or 6 different mechs.
Right arm, critical damage.
Now this will be
Center
painful for him.
torso, critical damage.
Bad place to shut down there, young man. There he goes. He had the right idea, but he was kind of not executing it as perhaps strategically as he could have done. Kit Fox with 2 large lasers. I wonder if this guy knows he can actually get a couple of machine guns on there as well, and still be relatively heat efficient. Nice for when things get close up to you and you just
New
want to
target acquired.
have something to annoy them with while you're cooling down. Because let's face it, 2 machine guns don't really do a lot of damage. 4 can be quite nasty, as this Firestarter's
New
demonstrating
target
straight
acquired.
ahead. Essentially the same loadout that I use. Nasty little mech that. Completely overpowered for what it is, but this guy needs to move because that thing's going to chew him up, that cataphract. And that cicada. Another horrible little mech. Well, that's actually the medium, but it's I find them quite difficult to hit. They've either got very good hitboxes or they're just awkward. What we see here now is the Innisphere mechs have finally grown a pair of balls now that they've
New target
got them
acquired.
down to the last 6 mechs and have actually started to push in, which is something realistically they could have done when they were about well, when they had about 18 mechs of ours left to kill, because they should have been able to gauge by then that there wasn't enough of us with practice etc to actually be able to be a threat to them, and they could have just pushed in earlier. But as you can see,
Left torso, critical
there's a
damage.
lot of heavy and assault
Left
mechs in
arm
this group,
destroyed.
because they get
ER
extra
large
tonnage.
laser
They get, I think it's an
destroyed.
extra 10
Heat
tons,
sink destroyed.
which I think may work out at 20 tons overall.
Right torso, critical damage.
Or it's 120
right torso
tons
destroyed.
split between all the
Right arm destroyed.
players, so it works out 10 ton per player. And yeah, they can essentially bring a lot more heavies and assaults than the clans do. And obviously you've seen a lot of
Heat
stalkers,
level
a lot of
critical.
thunderbolts,
Left leg critical damage.
and quirked in such a way that players are using the best quirked loadout they can, and yeah, they're a lot stronger than they were. And as a lot of the best comp teams have swapped to the Innisphere fractions, that pretty much tells you everything you need to know about the Innisphere mechs at the moment. They're in a much healthier place than perhaps the clan ones are. And that was the role we expected, and the fact I came second top really tells you everything you need to know. That was a horrible game. I did okay, I guess. Respectable at best. But, you know, nothing brilliant. But hey, it's gets me another step closer to getting that last achievement done for the to the tournament, which I'm sure I'll do. But yeah, that was a painful game. Right, I shall catch you guys when I do my next video, which will be quite soon. In fact, it might even be later on today. So thank you for your patience with obviously me not doing as many videos as I'd like to have done recently, but I am going to make an effort to step it all up. So thank you for your patience, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.